In today's NBA, if you don't have shooters and three-point shooters, and the reason why the Brooklyn Nets are the best is because all three of them can create space and score and shoot from anywhere on the floor. That's what you guys said. I'm not putting anything in your mouths. That's what you guys said. So if I'm looking at the logic of what you guys have used and I look at my personal understanding of what greatness looks like on the basketball court or in the field or arena of competition, I'm looking at KD as the best natural basketball player, the best skilled player as it applies to being able to do what you need to do best, which is win games by scoring. That's what I would say.
I like that a lot. I like KD's take here from LeVar a lot more than Chris's Giannis. I don't have Giannis in my top three. I think what you guys are missing is the definition of best. Like, how do you define best? Is it the best scorer? Is it the best defender? Giannis might be the best defender. Is it the guy who raises the level of all of his teammates? Because that's something LeBron did to become the best player in this league for the longest time. My answer right now, the best player in the NBA is Luka Doncic. At 22 years old, the things he has been able to do. Chris, you love a good triple-double. You love to talk about Russ's triple-doubles. Luka Doncic at 22 already is 11th all-time in triple-doubles. And he's 22 years old. This is a guy who has not had an all-star teammate in Dallas. Yet he goes up against the juggernaut Clippers, who Broussard has labeled for, I think, 2 straight years, as the team to beat in the West. And he took them to 6 games at 21 and then 7. Averaged 35, 10, and 7. Shot 40% from 3. Luka Doncic is unbelievable at raising the level of his teammates. I have Luka number 1, Kevin Durant number 2, and I would have LeBron still number 3 in the NBA. And again, Chris, I know you're going to go, Luka hasn't won a playoff series. Hey, you were the one who referenced Michael Jordan at the outset, okay? Luka is an early stages Michael Jordan, but he makes everybody else better. I know he doesn't play great defense, but what we're seeing in this Olympics, okay? We just saw him go up against France. He's basically playing with 4 plumbers, and he takes France down to the wire. He had 18 assists and 1 turnover in that game. The guy had the 3rd Olympic triple-double ever. LeBron had one, I think, in 2012, and then some Russian guy in the 70s. Luka Doncic is taking plumbers to the bronze medal game. He's taking guys in Dallas, no all-stars, to the Clippers in Game 7. He had 46 points against the Clippers in Game 7. I just want to remind you, Giannis, by the way, could not break through and get to the finals until they added a 3rd all-star. Giannis, Chris Middleton, and oh yeah, let's bring in Drew Holiday, former all-star, and that will get us over the top. So Giannis' teammates, much better. Kevin Durant, I mean, listen, he was sliding into my DMs back in 2017 when I went on Cowherd's show and said, hey, KD, he's the best player in the league. But when I look around right now, I think KD's a close second, but Luka Doncic, for my money, is the best player in the league. And Chris, I say best because if there's a draft of anybody in the league, you got the first pick. Who are you taking right now?
KD.
LeVar's going KD. I'm going Luka Doncic. And guys, I can't wait to see what happens when the Mavs actually put all-stars around him.
Luka's great. It's going to be interesting to see how Jason Kidd uses him this year, because you already hear complaints from like Kristaps Porzingis playing with Luka, because Luka dominates the ball. Luka does everything. And that can be hard, just like it's been with LeBron. Bringing in a guy that can create his own stuff, they can get frustrated when one guy's handling the ball all the time. And so it's going to be interesting to see how Kidd builds around Luka. I love Luka. I call him Luka Legend. Shannon calls him Baby Bird. I think he's going to be fantastic. I wouldn't put him at the best player right now. He's not good enough on the defensive end. So a lot of times what he gets you offensively, he gives up close to that on the defensive end. And he hasn't won a playoff series. You said I referenced Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was winning playoff series by the time he became the best player in the world, in most people's view. All right, he did average 37, like, in his 3rd season, something like that. But let me get back
address to LeVar. Go ahead.
LeVar
yes,
first.
Address LeVar, please.
You talked about shooting.
Yes.
And we said the Lakers need shooting. That's team. No team can really compete in today's NBA if they don't have shooting. Okay? But we're talking about one player. Everybody on the team doesn't have to be a great shooter. I just need shooting somewhere on the floor. And my point is, yes, if Giannis is going to play the way he did, last year, and he's going to try to be the point forward, and he's going to, just rev up and try to drive against a wall. Or he's going to settle for the three-point shot or the mid-range jumper. He's not the best player in the world. But if he's going to play inside, getting there by post-ups, getting there by offensive rebounds, getting there by rolling, cutting, flashing, whatever it is, Euro step in transition, he can't be stopped. He can't be stopped. He's as lethal inside as KD is outside. In fact, more so because it's inside. And no matter how great a shooter you are, it's easier to score inside than outside. And so that's the jump shot thing doesn't work. And then to you, J-Mac, you talked about, you wanted to big up his supporting cast. Giannis did something, and LeBron is obviously a better player, historically than Giannis. But Giannis did something LeBron is yet to do. And LeBron never will do it. He's in his 19th year. He's never won a championship without a second superstar. Giannis just did at age 26. All right, Chris Middleton is a two-time All-Star, J-Mac. Don't make him out to be, something he's not.
Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are in the Olympics right now. Yeah. Two Olympians versus All-Stars. Like, come on, give me a break.
Can a brother finish?
Go ahead.
Can a brother finish?
Yes.
Oh, that Olympic team, JaVale McGee's an Olympian, J-Mac, so stop. All right. Drew Holiday, made one All-Star team, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was. So don't act like he's got a big three, all right? Giannis just took some good players to the championship. He didn't take a super team. That KD hasn't led a team to a championship.
KD's teammates were hurt, Chris. Come on, stop. That is silly.
You talk about making other players better. Yeah. Giannis just did that, dude.
Well, no, he didn't. They beat a Nets team that was missing Kyrie Irving. Chris, stop. That is silly.
Whatever.
The Bucks were down 2-0 to the Nets. They were about to get swept.
They were
Kyrie
actually
gets hurt.
down 2-1.
James Harden is a shell of himself.
And leading.
They were down 0-2.
Don't misrepresent.
They were down 0-2. Fact. You can't argue that. They were down 0-2 going home. Kyrie Irving gets hurt in Game 3. That's a wrap.
They were getting dominated in that series.
That's silly, Chris.
You do know they were getting dominated.
You can't even argue that. That's silly.
They were down 2-0 to Phoenix. And Kevin Durant was there. Why didn't Kevin Durant do something?
You just
by himself, yes.
You just qualified.
Yeah, he was great, but James Harden was there. Durant was great, but Durant was there,
James
and
Harden
Giannis was
like
there.
75%.
And you said in any situation,
hold on.
I can call on KD.
But LeVar,
I remember the situation when Giannis faced up KD late in the game, drove at him, turned around, backed him down, and hooked over him.
Yeah, and what about the time 2 years ago Giannis choked against the Raptors? What about 2 years ago, last year in the bubble, when Giannis and the Bucks got destroyed by the Heat? Just because they add Drew Holiday and win the championship because everybody else in the league is hurt, stop putting Giannis at the top. Kevin Durant is ahead of Giannis, and LeVar's right on that. Luka's ahead of both of them, but
are we gonna? Okay, so now we're going back in history. We're going to go back to the time when LeBron struggled against Dallas.
Yeah, you want to go back a decade versus a year or two? Sure, go for it.
That disqualifies him from being best in the world. We're going to go back to the time when KD dropped a 3-1 lead to Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. That disqualifies
4 years ago, alongside
Russell Westbrook. Is that how we're rolling, J-Mac?
No, that's not
Is that how we're rolling?
4 years compared to one?
Well, you just stop rolling like that.
A decade? LeVar, talk some sense into this guy. I don't know what's wrong with Broussard. Giannis?
You brought up Luka, and I love Luka, but it's too premature. Let Luka win a playoff. You disrespect the L.A. Clippers every time you get a chance. The paper clips. And now you want to use as an argument that Luka took them to 6?
As much as I disrespect him, remember, you love to gas up Kawhi Leonard as a great two-way player. Paul George, a great wing defender. Neither of them could stop Luka. He destroyed both Kawhi and Paul George.
Actually, they
destroyed them. 35, 10, and 7. They could not check him man-to-man. Could not.
They literally stopped this season.
2 against 1.
I think that's the definition
they beat him down 2 against 1. You're right. I forgot.
All right,
Luka and all his all-stars against the paper clips. You're right.
I'm a part of a dysfunctional relationship going on right on live television, and I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying spectating it. I mean, I think that the debate is even better than the topic itself at this point, the interaction. I've really enjoyed it, and it doesn't change anything that I'm thinking, by the way. I mean, I love how, you know, when you have that command of information the way that Chris Broussard has it, and when you deliver it, you notice when you're delivering with conviction, it goes from, I was speaking about this, and then it ends up being here.
He's fired up early on a Friday.
Look. I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate the passion.
I got LeVar singing because he can't compete with the facts. So he's singing.
I appreciate.
He's going to his career.